First and foremost, I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostle elders of Great Millstone who rule well. And salutations to all you brothers out there pushing this word and love, truth, sincerity, and humility. Once again, it's the brother Shatia coming from the Chicago camp, coming back to you for what I hope is another quick and edifying sit down. And I came across this on Lisa Cabrera's channel, and it says the death rate rose in rural areas with hospital closures. And it's a good video. It's about 7 minutes long, but and I had a chance to watch it, and she made some very astute comments in her observation to what's going on. And the reason why these rural hospitals are closing down is because this economy is bad. See, a lot of people don't realize how these, what seems like an isolated area is, they don't see how an isolated area affects things on a grand scale, or they don't see how it affects the bigger picture. Because what you have to realize is that in this terrible economy that we're living in, with the real estate bubble, housing bubble, car bubble, student loan bubble, everything bubble, all right, a lot of these companies are downsizing, they're outsourcing, they're not increasing salaries, they're taking away pensions, all right, they're not trying to give up health benefits. All right, these jobs are doing every single thing that they possibly can to save money. And if it gets to a point where they have to make room for the bottom line so the top 5% of the company can continue to get their bonuses and raises, then they'll close down a factory, or they'll tell everybody you can only work 12 hours, or it might just get to the point where they go bankrupt. Okay, and then with most of your jobs, your major jobs being in the city, you have a lot of people in the suburbs that are coming into the city. And so guess what? If you're a rural hospital, you get paid from the people that's in that municipality or suburb. But if there are no people in that suburb, or if there are not as many people there in that suburb to help maintain that hospital staying open, then guess what? Hospitals close down, which means that when a person gets sick, there's a huge possibility that their transport time is going to be a lot longer, because you have some municipalities that their average transport time to their hospital is 20 minutes. In some places it might be 30. So now you're talking about, if one of those rural hospitals has to shut down and you have to go to the next suburb or the next province, municipality, however you choose to call it, now you're talking about you're adding another 30 minutes to it. Now, if you have a regular medical call, such as simple diabetes or simple high blood pressure or allergic reaction, okay, you can take that extra 30 minutes, though you don't want to. You can do that extra 30-minute trip. But see, when you have something serious where something happens to that person, where their leg or gets hacked off by one of their farming instruments, they're going to need to go to a trauma hospital. And if that hospital closes down and your closest trauma hospital is like 40 some minutes away, that's a long ass trip. Okay, for grandma and granddad who are old in their 60s and 70s, all right, experiencing the big grabber, the big heart attack, and the big stroke. Hey, time is very precious. A lot of times, if those people cannot get to a hospital within 20 minutes, they're done. So if you're talking about a hospital closing down in their area and they have to go an extra 30 minutes, that's basically a long death sentence to the hospital. And as you can see here, that's why this article is being printed, because I guarantee you that's what's happening. You have these youth that are moving out of the rural area, and then that means the people that were originally being able to have insurance to pay for that hospital to stay open, okay, the hospital can't afford to stay open. It may close certain wings to try to stay afloat, but it's getting to the point where that's not even helping out. And so now you got all these old ass Edomites in these rural neighborhoods dying because they have no hospital to go to in their neighborhood. And so I know that was a long explanation, but it needs to be said. And so because if you don't understand how this economy, all right, the things that are happening in this economy affect the bigger picture, you won't understand this story. And so I'm going to just get Ecclesiastes 12 and 3. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease, because they are few, and those that look out the windows be darkened, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, when the sound of the grinding is low. And what are these doors in this incidences, in this situation? These rural hospitals. Okay, when a hospital talks about, we're sorry folks, we have to close our doors because there's no money to maintain this facility, we can't get enough grants and loans from the government to keep our doors open, all right, that's bad news for that community. And it says, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. Because you got to think about it. Not only is this affecting the elderly populace, or as they say in the medical field, the geriatric population. All right, you got to think about it. If a hospital closes down, that's a whole lot of nurses and doctors and respiratory therapists and phlebotomists and anesthesiologists that have to move out that area and relocate to a place or a municipality that will be able to stay open, where they can find employment and get paid. All right, this is also another element that if you're paying attention, you could clearly see that this American economy is crashing. This place is through. This place is totally through, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So that's all I wanted to say on this. I didn't want to make this long, but nonetheless, I hope you all were edified. And until the next time, we're going to say Shalom.